Well, it's not easy being green. Terry, we're live. You told
We're
me.
live. I see us. We're in the red.
Yeah. So this is Top of the World, the dinner edition.
Yeah, it is kind of dinner time, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's when
We're not.
normal people eat dinner, but you and I.
You're right. I mean, you probably eat dinner at what, 9 o'clock?
No, we normally eat 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not bad. All right. So for those of us who are going to watch us later on Facebook Live, we will be talking about my trip. The reason I say it's the long trip home. 7 days was a little too long for me this time. But there's reasoning for it. We'll get into it. You could probably tell part of the reason the way my voice sounds right now.
Well, this time of the year, I mean, I'm watching all the folks that are at the parks right now. I'm like, bless your hearts.
Yeah.
I just watched the touring plans report of 5 minutes after rope drop, Remy was at a 75-minute wait.
Yeah, it was bad. We'll get into it a little later, but it was rough in the parks. So, but luckily, I don't want to say luckily because that sounds horrible, but luckily for us, we have the DAS pass.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, dude, it's still. It definitely makes it more. It makes it tolerable.
It does,
but it's like still like, oh,
yeah.
Just
but
getting through that many people is.
Well, look, I'll explain how I Magic Kingdom was a breeze for us this time. So, but I'll explain how here in a minute. You about ready to do our little thing?
Sure.
Y'all, this is Terry's. I don't give a crap.
Well, it's overcast. I'm traveling the next 4 weeks. Doing some cool things. It's just life is kind of crazy right now, and so it's just in the Disney news is just they're laying a bunch of people off, and it's just you keep kind of wanting things to kind of come back to like. And sure, the parks are coming back, and people are going back to the parks, and but still, it's still rough out there.
It is rough out there, but there is hope, and we'll talk about hope later. All right.
Hey, you know what? You want some hope? I'm just reading the announcement that Tiffany has been announced for the July 30th, I believe, which would be the opening to the Eat to the Beat festival.
Ooh, that's a good one.
You can go through the parks and think you're alone now.
I think we're alone now.
There doesn't seem to be anybody around. You can't sing that song in the American movie.
All right, well, here we go. Drink your coffee. I got my coffee so I could get my throat warmed up. And we're going to hit that beautiful intro, and we'll see y'all here in just a minute.
This is Top of the World, the Disney Vacation Club podcast. A proud part of the WDW Today and Laugh-O-Gram Studios family. Join us as we talk parks, points, perks, and all things DVC, and how to get the most out of your membership. Here they are, Dave Adams and Terry Weaver.
Well, as you've heard, welcome home. That was my other podcast. I was about to do a whole nother Welcome to Making Live podcast. I'm Terry Weaver.
Dave Adams.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
I don't know what you're doing either, Terry. It's
you know what it is, Dave. It's the sheer volume of at everyone tags that I get from your other podcast that you do.
I know.
Just so you know, in a weak moment, I'm going to report you to Facebook.
Don't do that. All right, I'll tell my guys to stop the at everyone.
No. Well, you know what? Here's the deal. It's nobody minds a little upcharge. It's like an upcharge, right? Nobody minds a little upcharge here and there. But it's like, at everyone, be sure and go vote in our March Madness. No, that's not an at everyone.
Yeah,
Stop it.
I'll tell him to calm down.
Yeah, just calm down. Just tone it down. Just a scotch.
Just a scotch. By the way, that other podcast is Around the Fire Pit, if you're wondering. So, but yeah, Terry, I actually got to sit in our corner booth this week.
Oh, beneath those beautiful Walgreens printed villain signs. Congratulations.
Honestly, I thought they were well done. I mean, I liked it. I love the aesthetic up there. I don't know if they had this.
The vibe is cool. It's still just like, well, here's the deal. If it was a hotel lounge at like the Marriott, I'd be like, this is so cool. But it's like when you have the Disney Imagineering team to do something, and it's like, I was just looking at the new. I'm a little negative Nancy today. Good.
You are.
I was just looking at the Imagineering like Buzz Lightyear rooms, and I'm like, okay, there are better rooms in like Reunion. Like,
well, okay. So let's call a spade a spade. All of these things that happened were under a certain former CEO.
okay.
So we have to call a spade a spade.
Yeah, I think we're in for some good news. I'm just waiting for it. I really do. I do think that there's, unless the economy just goes on a downward spiral, that I really do believe that parks. I think Bob Iger is kind of looking at his legacy and going, you know what? We're going to load the parks up. We're going to do one big. I feel like a Hail Mary is coming. Back in the day, when they would update the parks, they would almost do them, especially in the expansion of like the 90s and early 2000s of Walt Disney World.
Right.
You would see like, oh, we're going to open an attraction everywhere. Like every park gets an e-ticket. And so I hope we're getting new attractions and new places. I think we dodged a bullet. You know what today started with? You know why I'm down, Dave? Was I started today with the sharing of the image of what was supposed to be the Mary Poppins attraction.
Okay, so I saw Bart Scott talk about that. Here's a little thing for you. I loved it.
Well, do you know what it is?
It's
you know
a teacup.
No. It looks like teacups. But if you look at the circles on the ground, it is another Mater's Junkyard Jamboree or what's the Z ticket attraction?
Alien swirling saucers.
Yeah, flying saucer. It's another one of those.
And I'm okay with that. I mean,
dude, the flying saucer attraction lasts 59 seconds.
But it's something my daughter loves.
Okay.
So
I'm glad she loves it, but the load time is longer than the attraction.
So what? If it puts a smile on my 5-year-old and 8-year-old's face?
For 59 seconds, yes. Congratulations.
Yes. Tron is 59 seconds. But are people complaining about that? No.
Yes.
No, they're not. Not about the ride time. In fact, when I posted the Guardians of the Galaxy saying it's the best ride at Disney World, people jumped in and said, Tron would like to have a word with you. So now people are saying Tron, the 59-second ride.
Rise of the Resistance is the quintessential Walt Disney Imagineering. Let's rephrase it this way. Rise of Resistance in its A mode is the quintessential Walt Disney World, Walt Disneyland Imagineering achievement of a theme park attraction.
I mean, yes, I'll get behind you on that. But once you've ridden Rise 2 or 3 times, cool. And that's coming from one of the biggest Star Wars fans you'll ever meet. But once you've ridden Guardians of the Galaxy and gotten each song once or twice, then it becomes cool. So what I think Guardians has over Rise is the ride takes on a new life with each soundtrack you get.
I'll give you that. I'll give you the variety is the spice of. In fact, I love the Guardians attraction in California Adventure for that reason.
I didn't know they had. Oh yeah. The
Tower of
yeah.
the Tower of Chris Pratt.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that is quintessentially why Guardians is the best ride at Disney World.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we went to go see a movie this weekend, and the only movie that, out of all of the ones, okay, there were two, but the movie that I'm the most interested in seeing is Guardians.
Yeah, and that didn't come out for a while. By the way, what movie did you see? Did you see Ant-Man?
No, I went to go see Jesus Revolution.
Want to see that too.
Which was for a story told about and made from Christian filmmakers, was actually one of the better movies I've seen in a long time. Top-notch storytelling, good production. Kelsey Grammer's a national treasure.
Oh yeah. Better than the God's Not Dead series.
Oh dude, I'm not seeing those.
I mean, the first one's okay, but the rest of them can go away.
No. Yeah. God's still not dead. God's undead.
Yeah. But no, I want to see Ant-Man. Did what?
Jesus Strikes Back.
Yeah. Revenge of the Devil.
Coming this Easter.
Ooh, bad. Okay. I want to see Ant-Man. I want to see Creed 3. I'm a big Rocky guy.
Creed 3 looks solid.
And Shazam came out. Now it's getting terrorized in the reviews, but I'm a DC guy, so. But anyway, we're not here to talk about movies. We're here to talk about my trip, right? Oh, Carrie says Cocaine Bear. You would say that, Carrie. But we're here to talk about my trip. And there were two things. The way I teased this on our group was I said there are two horrible mistakes I made that I don't want anyone else to make. And they're not for everybody. But I will tell you, if you're a bigger man like myself, you probably wear a CPAP when you sleep. Correct, Terry?
I do not.
Okay, well, if you have sleep apnea, you wear a CPAP. More people are becoming.
It feels like they're giving them out.
Right, exactly. So, first off, sinuses. I thought, my gosh, I got to figure out a way to clear these sinuses. I took Walgreens Afrin. If anyone knows what the side effects of Afrin is, one of them is you can lose your smell. I was getting to the point where I thought, okay, I think I'm just sinus issues. So I walk into the Bay Lake Tower, which Contemporary, has an amazing smell when you open the doors, right? My wife goes, man, that smells great. I looked at her and said, what are you talking about? I couldn't smell anything. I was freaking out.
Yeah, because you thought, oh, dang it, I've got to see.
I've got the vid. Freaked out for a long time. Went and hung out with my buddy Adam. And if you know anything about Adam, he was one of those that was uber careful about COVID. And I'm thinking, holy crap, I'm not sick. I know I'm not. So luckily, halfway through the night on Friday, I was able to smell. Like I had my wife's essential oils just sitting there sniffing all night, trying to figure it out.
Yep.
Well, in my
doTERRA to the rescue, huh?
Do what?
doTERRA to the rescue.
Yep. So in my haste to start smelling again, I forgot how bad Florida water was, and for some reason, Bay Lake Tower was horrible with the sulfur smell this time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just Bay Lake Tower or if it's
just that side of the parks.
Okay.
I mean, you think about it. I mean, there's two places the parks infrastructure is real old, and that is near Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Because those are, late 1970s resorts, but Disney downtown, quote unquote old school Disney Hotel Plaza Boulevard. Many of those are 1969 and 71 buildings.
That's true.
And then, Contemporary was a day one hotel.
Yeah, but Bay Lake Tower's newer.
No, but I mean it's the same
infrastructure.
But yeah, just that water. I always give Logan a hard time, and I'm like, man, when you go to the, you get that Florida water experience still all the way out there at the Airbnb, and he's always gives me a hard time. It's like, well, no, it's part of it. You kind of want you want it to have that. It's like, oh, welcome home.
Well, yes, so that's great, but I every time we go on trips, or I don't.
You got their neti pot in the Florida water.
Even worse. So my CPAP, you have to put water in it to get the humidity, right?
Aren't you supposed to use like distilled water for that?
You're supposed to, but we had gotten it at like midnight, and I hadn't gotten distilled water yet. So I thought, okay, just tonight I'll put tap water in it, and we'll be good. Well, I started smelling, but then I also started smelling this burning smell. So because of the Florida sulfur water in my CPAP, it had gotten into my nostrils and my sinuses. And so I was also smelling this Florida sulfur water, swamp water, along with all the other smells. So I kept looking at Amanda and said, what is burning? Why am I smelling eggs?
It smells like sulfur and myrrh.
Right. So needless to say, I will be Carrie. So you're not going to die on me in 2 weeks. No, Carrie, I will not. I will not be wearing. I will not be putting sulfur water in my CPAP. Carrie's going with me on the guys trip. But needless to say, I immediately went out and bought some water to put in my CPAP for the rest of the week.
Yeah, dude, Instacart that mess.
Yeah, I did. Don't worry. But if you ever get a chance, do what?
Is this your mistake?
That was my huge mistake. Sulfur water. And Afrin.
Okay.
Come on, dude. Medical mistakes.
I'd like to talk for a minute just about my Walt Disney on Engine, Amazon exclusive that came last week.
Awesome.
As Dave reminds us, not a toy, a collectible. Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we went down to Lakeland first. The first thing we did on this trip.
Beautiful scenic Lakeland, Florida.
It actually is very beautiful. Downtown reminds me a lot of.
Did you go down to go? Did you go to Legoland?
No, we didn't. But that's where Adam lives.
Did you go to Peppa Pig Park?
No, Adam lives in Lakeland though, and we
okay.
Went and hung out with him and his family. Hadn't seen them. Really got to hang out with them in a very, very long time. Spent wonderful time. Hung out at a cool park down there.
Just for Carrie, I'm gonna unbox this.
Oh, you're breaking his heart.
Just to break his heart. What's these things in a box?
Yeah. Oh, you're breaking his heart.
There you go, buddy. Fixed it.
But so Sunday we did Animal Kingdom, and we got to ride everything we wanted to ride. No problem. But the crowds.
Animal Kingdom in Lakeland?
No, I'm talking about Sunday, Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
The crowds at Animal Kingdom on Sunday were horrible.
And dude, Animal Kingdom is one of the places where it's just like you feel that mess.
You do. It's the biggest park, but they've got a lot of bottlenecks in there. Funny story here. Harper, we thought Harper was going to be too short to ride Flight of Passage. So we're getting her ready. We had the dash pass
in their shoes.
No, we don't do that because there are height limits for a reason. But we're getting her prepped.
Stupid pop box back together.
You're not supposed to. Getting her prepped, walking up to Flight of Passage, saying, "Honey."
And now everyone's getting this awesome sound of me crackling this box on the podcast.
Getting her to say, "Honey, walking up, you might not be able to fit. So Ellie and I will ride it, and Mommy will sit back with you." Well, she walks
Flight of Passage.
Do what?
Does Mommy ride Flight of Passage?
Mommy does. Mommy loves it. Amanda loves Flight of Passage. So we walk up there, and I look at her, and I look at the little thing and said, "Oh, Harper, you're not going to fit." She walks up and stands as straight as she could, about an inch over the bar. She looks at me with the biggest shit-eating grin you've ever seen a 5-year-old give.
Beep.
Yeah, beep. And says, "Ha ha, daddy, I can fit. Look at me," and just starts bouncing up the ramp. Fly Passion is great, but I'll tell you this: if you go as much as we do, and you're looking for something to do that you don't normally do, and you have kids, so Terry, this probably wouldn't be for you. But we let them do the Wilderness Explorer thing at
Oh, no. I have no shame to admit that I have full on collected some of those stickers. It's a fun little activity.
it really is, and the
I mean, you get
girls
to go and do the caw. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
and the girls walked around and looked at facts and learned things they didn't know. In fact, they learned that that older flamingos get gray. So like humans, they go gray when they get older.
And they also are born that way normally, right?
Right. Yes. But yeah, loved every second of it. Loved they even Pandora has Wilderness Explorer stuff. Watched the Festival of the Lion King for the first time since it's been fully back. Ate at Tusker House, which I still say is probably one of the best eating experiences at Animal Kingdom.
I would say it's arguably the best character dining experience you'll have in the parks.
In the parks, yes.
I would say I've not been able to secure a Riviera breakfast.
Topolino's is the best character breakfast ever.
But I mean, I'm not a big breakfast. Isn't like mine, especially now that they made it where it's like you can't kind of try more than one thing.
Right. Yeah. I will say this though. We did Chef Mickey's. Let me tell you this. Saturday we did Chef Mickey's. We did it in 20 minutes. We sat down, and as soon as we sat down, the Fab Five were walking in our little area.
What do you mean you did it? Like you were out, you paid?
Ate, paid, and walked out in 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's not enjoyable, dude. Come on. Relax. Slow down.
Well,
What's the rush?
I know, but we'd already seen the characters, girls had eaten all they wanted to do, and we were trying to get to Lakeland. So had fun. It was fun. The girls got to get their autographs, they got their pictures made, and they were laughing, giggling, having a good time. So
they did actual autographs there.
Yes, they're doing autographs now. There are
Tusker,
only
they gave me the card. And
so they still give you the card.
But they will sign.
Yes, but they will sign. Yeah. Chris, sorry,
why?
I know that.
You know why? They got to sell those autograph books that have been piling up.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I agree, Chris. It's like, and here's the deal, dude. And I get it. But what was your bill for Chef Mickey's?
Too much.
Right? Slow your roll down and enjoy it, dude. Stop being in such a hurry.
I know. Park days we do kind of just relax. But Monday we did Epcot for our first half of the day. And then I had gotten I'd booked us the Magic Kingdom After Hours. And I will say this, Magic Kingdom After Hours is the way to do Magic Kingdom.
Oh, any of the after hours ticketed events
it's
that
amazing.
Aren't the holidays are the way to do those events.
My issue with this one, though, is the characters don't come out. The special characters. The only characters that we saw was Town Square Mickey and the Four Princesses at Fairy Tale Hall. But we did all of
the after hours parties. Unless now, see, the opposite I would say is true for the DVC ones. Those are great for the rando characters they pull out for those.
Right.
But speaking of which, I love the new Mickey Mouse at Toontown in Disneyland.
Oh, that sweatshirt Mickey.
That is awesome. I love sweatshirt Mickey. Hoodie Mickey.
And they get Pete? Come on.
Yeah, dude. I want I'm gonna try to go out to Disneyland for a guy's trip at some point with a couple of friends. Because I want to go see Rogers the Musical.
Yeah. When does that come out?
Still waiting on, when that's gonna.
They hadn't announced that yet, have they?
That.
Okay. But so we did all of Tomorrowland, all of Fantasyland, rode Peter Pan with a 5-minute wait.
Nice.
They had the cool lantern pictures there, the tangled bathrooms, which those are some of the best pictures even though they're at a bathroom. Do what?
Top notch.
Yeah, top notch. All the ice cream you can eat, all the Mickey Premium bars you can eat, all the popcorn you can eat, Cokes you can eat, drink. They do a fun castle show. It really was very cool. The girls were troopers. We stayed until 1:00.
And that was when it closed?
And that's when it closed. So you get from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Just nothing in the park was over a 25-minute wait. And I say nothing. Even Seven Dwarfs.
Nice.
Yeah. And Harper and Ellie rode Seven Dwarfs twice that night.
Nice.
So, yeah, if you get a chance, definitely do the after hours. Tuesday, we did something fun, which I've never done. No, y'all know I work for Boeing, but my contract is with NASA. My wife works with NASA. We got a chance to go down to Kennedy Space Center and do the visitor center. If you've never done that, it's amazing. For a 90s kid like me, they have the shuttle Atlantis just sitting there. And I was, from me to my camera of the shuttle Atlantis, my jaw hit the floor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not been since they put the actual shuttle in the building. Because there's one there, there's one in LA, and then there's one in the
in DCA.
The DC
and
the
Dulles.
DC Secondary Air and Space Museum, the new Air and Space.
Yeah.
Out by
There's a fourth
outside.
one somewhere. I don't know where it is. Discovery is somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to Google that. But anyway, Wednesday we finished up Magic Kingdom. Did just randomly got a Steakhouse 71 to eat. And let me tell you something. Steakhouse 71 is now my favorite steakhouse on property. Easily beats Le Cellier, Yachtsman Steakhouse. It's almost a hidden gem, but their Jack Daniel's chocolate cake is 14 or 15 layers, and it's covered with a raspberry ganache, and oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever.
Huh.
So, what were you hunting? The chocolate cake?
Just your love of Steakhouse 71. It's a great breakfast too.
I've heard that. So we had that, and I canceled it because we got a different. We got to go eat Ohana breakfast. No, not Ohana breakfast. It was something else. But I canceled it and we went to a different.
Yeah, I was right on the space shuttles. In Denver, California, San Jacinto, Atlantis is at
KSC.
Atlantis is at Cape Canaveral.
Mm-hmm.
Discovery is at the National Air and Space Museum by Dulles. And then the fourth shuttle, which really isn't really a shuttle, it's the Enterprise because it never went to space.
Oh.
It was like
so they made the Enterprise but never went to space?
Huh?
They made the Enterprise but it never went to space?
Yeah.
No,
it was the first, never flew in space.
Huh. All right then. But yeah, so we finished up with
Did you go see a launch?
No, we didn't. That night
you saw a launch. There was a launch while you were there.
Yes, we saw it.
But from your room.
We were actually on the skywalk between BLT and Contemporary and saw the little blaze. Yeah, it was beautiful. One side of the skywalk was fireworks, the other side was the launch.
Nice.
And
yeah, you know what? It launched the same night that they were testing. They did the full blown
Happily Ever After. Yep.
Did you watch that?
I was asleep, but
oh man, dude, I was texting you, and I got the old. He has notifications silent. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna push this through if he's still wearing his watch. He's gonna be really mad if this is happening outside his window and he doesn't know it.
Yeah, I knew it was happening, but that was also the night that that we had just gorged ourselves on chocolate cake
At
at Steakhouse.
because it's the 9-layer. It's the same cake from Top of the World, right?
No, it's more layers than that. It is truly 15 layers to go with the 15 floors of Contemporary.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So needless to say, lots of chocolate. Got to check out Top of the World. So I know you don't like the aesthetic. I know you think it's Walgreens print shop, Photoshop of the villains. Did they have the coat rack of Cruella DeVille's jacket? Okay. See, that's cool. My girls got to try it on. They thought it was the most awesome thing.
Is it cool? Yes. Do I know people with cooler basements? Yes.
I get it. I do.
And I think that's kind of the. It's like, could they have just shopped during farts and got some, they could have got one of those cool tables, I don't know. It feels like it needs more. It needs more. I guess the waiter outfits are cool. The menu's cool.
Yep.
The food was good. The cocktails are good. Their specialty old fashioned is good.
Isn't that Walt's old fashioned?
No, it's called Man of the Woods, isn't it?
Yeah.
Man of the Forest. Man of the Forest, yeah.
Okay. But all that it was.
But I mean,
see, I never got to see the original Top of the World.
The image is still there for you still got Bob Gurr's like big monorail image.
Yeah.
They just made it. I feel the same way about Top of the World I feel about New Fantasyland. They hyped New Fantasyland up so much. And when you got on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and I remember watching that D23 where they drove the vehicles around the back of the truck and those things swung like crazy. I was like, this is going to be the wildest ride in the wilderness for real. This is going to be amazing. And then you get on and it's like,
you can make them.
The dark ride is cool.
You can make them swing. I swing it all the time.
Oh, yeah, but you got to, yeah. It's way toned down.
Yeah.
Goofy's is a better coaster.
Oh, I disagree. Strongly disagree. Goofy. My wife will ride Goofy's. She will not ride Seven Dwarfs.
What's wrong with Seven Dwarfs?
That big drop after the dark ride part.
Oh, come on.
I know.
The kiddie ride.
I agree. She'll ride Big Thunder Mountain, but she won't ride Seven Dwarfs.
Huh.
I know.
Big Thunder Mountain will beat you up if you're not careful.
It will if you're in the wrong spot. So, finished out the trip with Fantasmic, and let me say, Fantasmic is the perfect show. I love how they've. Why don't you like Fantasmic, Terry?
You don't want to know all the reasons.
Yes, I do.
Okay, first of all, Fantasmic at Disneyland just hits so much different.
It's the same show.
No, but dude, just the fact that the boats are real and it's on Tom Sawyer Island.
I'd rather be in a stadium like that and sit and watch it.
Oh, sure, I'd rather sit, but I said the show is better.
It's the same show, though.
No, it's a little different. And you're much closer to it at Disneyland.
You still get wet at Disney World.
Yeah, it's not my, it's just, I don't love the, now I've not seen the new updated latest and greatest.
And that's why I love it, because, it ends with steam, no one's on the boat. And then all of a sudden you have a flash and there's Steamboat Willie. Mickey's in his Steamboat Willie outfit at the end. The fireworks are great. If you're wearing a Magic Band 2.0, those are the way it syncs with the show. It's awesome. I still
think part of what makes that show it goes back to there's a principle that Walt was really big on. The show starts before you get there. So to go to Fantasmic, unless you have a dining package,
And we
you
did.
wait in a crazy line and you walk forever to go to this theater and go see the show. Then you sit for an hour and you wait on a show. It's just not a pleasant.
I
I
thought it was
love that people love it because
yeah.
it's the best time to go and experience the park.
I'll tell you this: we ate.
Especially on nights when there's two, because then at about 8:00, no one's anywhere because they're all sucked into those two shows.
We ate it. We did Tower of Terror. Me and my girls did Tower of Terror, which, by the way, Harper wasn't a big fan of. I will say this: Harper is a trooper, though. Everything that she was tall enough to ride, she rode, even if she thought, "No, I'm going to hate this later." So my 5-year-old was a trooper on this trip. I got to give her all the credit for that. I'll send you a picture of Harper on. I'll post in the group of Harper on Tower of Terror. She wasn't having it. But we did Tower of Terror, ate a little quick service, and then went right into hang out at the theater to do Fantasmic. To me, that's a great way to end the trip because you get the ultimate Disney fireworks show because you get dinner and a show.
Okay, Dave.
Okay. I think this is the fundamental difference between you and I, Terry. We go to parks for different reasons.
Dude, I love a nighttime spectacular.
Right.
I loved Harmonious. I loved going to have dinner and watch Harmonious. I love dinner and a show. I just don't. The story is very disjointed and it's just like, oh, Mickey's fighting what? There's a villain. Mickey's all wet now. What's happened? It's just not. It's not my favorite. It's never
It's
been
his
my
imagination.
favorite. Huh?
It's his imagination.
Okay.
And then the villains are able to infiltrate the magic. You have to look at it and look at it through the eyes of a child. And
I do. I said I do enjoy it.
Okay.
The times that I've seen it at Disneyland, and when they have the pirate ship and the Mark Twain, I do enjoy that version of it a lot better.
I would recommend you see this new show at Disney World.
I will next time I go and there's nothing else to do, I'll go. We almost went on this last trip because they were doing like DVC pop-ups.
Right.
It's an inconvenient experience to go see it.
Which DVC pop-ups reminds me, if you have kids and you want something cool and you're part of DVC, they're giving away slap bracelets now.
I've seen those.
Yeah. So we walked up at Disney Springs and said, "Hey, her little birdie said y'all have slap bracelets," and the girls thought they were the coolest things ever. Want to talk about two very big important things that happened on this trip. Cast member interactions. One,
Catherine and Sulphur Water.
Do what?
Just giving you a hard time.
Oh, fine. The cast member interactions at Bay Lake Tower was the greatest thing ever. We were supposed to leave Bay Lake Tower on Sunday and move over to the Wilderness Lodge. Well, we had a cast member named Jackie, and she spent a better part of 3 hours figuring out a way for us to stay at Bay Lake Tower the rest of the week. Want to give her a huge shout out and just say thank you for that.
Why were you moving? Because you had a split stay?
Split stay. Yeah. But my daughter, first thing we said, I quoted it in the group, but first thing she said when she woke up and saw everything, she said, "Oops, Daddy, I fell in love with this place. I accidentally fell in love with this place." So I did everything I could as a father to stay at Bay Lake Tower. And y'all poo-pooed my "I'll never get it over this view" because y'all say, "Oh, look at that parking lot." But dude, looking past the parking lot over
it's if you're higher, it's I mean, it's location. It's also location.
Right.
I prefer the far side of the Poly because then you can just walk straight to ticket and transportation, and then get on the monorail and go, because then you have faster Epcot access.
Right.
But I mean, dude, you can't beat Bay Lake Tower.
You really
The
can't.
rooms are a little on the small side there, but other than that, I mean, it's a pretty cool.
The one bedroom was big enough for us.
Yeah, they're a little snug compared to the other ones. They're a little smaller, but it works.
Yeah. I will say, and this Sherry's going to yell at me and say, "Oh, this is your pretentiousness coming out, Dave." But I will say this about the fifth night, those fireworks were getting annoying. I was like, all right, I've heard Walt talk enough now.
Well, soak it in because that's going away for sure. So,
well, but now we get happily ever after back, which
yeah, that fireworks show kind of creeped up on me, dude, because the change with the Walt tag in the beginning and the Roy tag definitely made it a lot more. It changed that show for me.
Yeah, it became a better show.
Now I did watch. I did watch several lives. I watched a live stream on my phone going at the same time. I had a good full screen one pulled up. They've definitely have made some improvements to Happily Ever After. The projections on Main Street are a whole nother level. They've definitely upped the projectors in this store in the vibe, so that I think that's going to add to that show.
Yeah, I'll tell you though,
back.
As much as I enjoy watching the castle, I'm nowhere near close enough to see the Main Street projections, so I could care less about that. Like we camp out 45 minutes to an hour before fireworks so we could get close to the castle and see. The girls love watching Tinkerbell fly.
Yeah, and the best place to see that is if you go to Tomorrowland. There are some benches right there.
Yep.
Just sit on those benches until it starts to fill in.
We stayed.
And so then you get up and walk maybe 20 feet to the left.
Yeah.
And then you're literally right under her wire.
Yeah. If you're standing looking at the partner statue, we were to the right of the hub in that little circle, right by some patch of the little field Main Street hub grass, and we were right under her wire. And I had to hold Harper the entire 20-minute show, but seeing the wonderment on their eyes was just incredible to me. And you and I have talked about that ad nauseum. I truly don't think the shows are made for adults. They're made for the wonderment in the kids' eyes. And
they even tell you that the shows are made for everybody, but that's fine.
I know that, but it's made for the kids inside of us.
I would love to see my one, like, I'm hoping they surprise us with another flying character. I'd love to see the other side of the castle get a wire, and like Disneyland have Dumbo fly again, because that was.
Where would that wire be connected to? Because Tinkerbell's wire is connected to the upper part of the Tomorrowland restaurant, isn't it? Or Tomorrowland Plaza or whatever.
Tinkerbell lands in that building, that show building.
Right. There is no upper floor of Casey's.
No, you'd have to go more like towards like, but see if it's a character, the needs are different.
That's true.
What's the building there with what's the restaurant that has the hot dogs? Not the hot dogs, the waffles, and chicken fingers.
Oh, that's Sleepy Hollow.
I don't know what that show building is like on the top. That's kind of.
That's off to a different angle, though.
You'd have to go to a different angle.
Yeah.
You'd have to go to a different angle.
Yeah, and wrapping this up, I do want to give a shout out to Marshall, who came up and saw me in the lobby and said, "Hey, love the show, love what y'all talk about." So shout out to Marshall. I think you're in the group. I looked you up. There is one Marshall in the Top of the World Listeners Lounge. So, and it looked
we
like
do
you
have a little bit of Disney news going on.
Oh, what's that?
We're still kind of unsure what it means. We don't know what the DVC tower means right now.
Right.
We don't have point charts. You can book a cash stay. But that's kind of all we know. That's really, we've seen the rooms. There's obviously something wrong, which is a little concerning.
Yeah.
So
a little birdie told me this, and I'm not going to divulge any of my of who I have talked with or who told me this. DVC is still making decisions on the price and minimum number of points that they're going to sell it. So
well, sure.
I don't think. Do what?
And I know where you've got that from. It's like it's obvious. I mean, I've seen people have shared that in the group, even that they're still trying to. We just don't know yet.
Yeah, there's no possible way to know. I think that there is some dissension among who to sell, where to sell, how to sell. So I don't know.
It's the only thing that'll make me buy direct. If they do it right, I'll buy direct. If not, I'm probably done.
I mean, I'll probably, let's be honest, I need to now buy Bay Lake Tower points so I can get into Bay Lake Tower at 11 months. But I don't think I'll ever buy Left Coast.
I'd like to buy enough Left Coast for 3 or 4 nights in the studio every other year.
Yeah. So, what, 50 points?
Yeah, probably.
You won't be able to buy 50 points. Oh, Lord. You won't be able to buy 50 points direct.
Yeah, you will.
Well, not. Oh, yeah. Another resale direct, probably.
No, you'll be able to buy direct 50 points. You can
You
add
think
on
so?
50 points.
Okay.
This hat was the Vans collaboration that Disney did a few years ago.
That is J. Patrick Whitley that asked that question. By the way,
yes, I bought several for myself because it was such a cool hat. I'm like, I want to have a couple of those when I wear through that first one. I want to have a couple.
By the way, Mr. Whitley, this team is going to win the basketball national championship. Just letting y'all know. And for those who are listening to us on the podcast, you can guess what hat I'm wearing. Terry, I do have a question for you, though. You know, our long-standing podcast, you have always said that Alabama football fans and Kentucky basketball fans are your least favorite fans, right?
Correct.
Well, now that Kentucky football is decent and Alabama basketball is great, how are your feelings?
Honestly, dude, I haven't heard. What's interesting is I haven't heard even about Alabama. I've heard about Auburn basketball.
Auburn basketball lost.
Huh?
Auburn basketball lost the other night.
Yeah, but I've not heard. Are they still in the Sweet 16?
No, they're not. Alabama is. We're the number 1 seed.
Well, see, I didn't even know that. I didn't do a bracket or anything this year.
Okay, we're not going to talk about the gun issue. That has already been debunked. Brandon Miller is innocent.
And I will say there's nothing worse this time of year to my Kentucky friends. When Kentucky loses the tournament and they eventually, they can't win it every year. When they do, man, it is just like, they're ready to fire the coach fire the coach.
Yep.
It's like, you guys make it to the dance every year. Stop your whining.
Yep. Hey, and by the way, so that one that said he went to Top of the World Lounge last week, that's Fred. Fred, why didn't you message me and say you're at Disney too. Could have met up with you. That's so. Let's say one thing, and we'll end with this, Terry, because I know.
Well, first of all, I want to talk about the war on pool water.
Yeah, that's a little issue. But if you see us in the parks, if you know we're in the parks, if you know that we're at Disney at the same time, shoot us a Facebook message. I will gladly meet up with you. Say, hey, would love to talk Disney with you. To me, that's one of the coolest things, getting to talk to our listeners. I can't speak for Terry personally, but
No, dude,
I enjoy getting to talk with people.
I love interacting with you guys, and if you guys message me and slide into my DMs, I normally try to connect, and with the park reservation system there for a while, it was getting it's difficult. It was difficult to get around.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you guys know around the thing I'm there. If you want to come hang out with me, that's your surefire way to hang out with me, is come to the thing. But yeah, I mean, we do other Disney stuff too. Like I'm going to Philadelphia for a wedding next weekend, and have tickets next Sunday morning to the Franklin Institute Disney 100 exhibit. So, which is the reason why I was going to try to meet up with Dave and go to the opening of everything, but one of our speakers for the thing is getting married on April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
And so I have a pretty busy in fact, I may go to the Johnson Space Center this weekend because I'm going to be in Houston, and I've always wanted to go where they say Houston, we have a problem.
That would be cool. I've never been able to go there.
Yeah, I may end up there this weekend. I'm in Houston this weekend, and then I've actually got to call Southwest, and your daughter's going to be jealous. We got invited to Lauren Daigle's release party.
Oh,
so I've got to
we're going to go see her in April here in town.
Oh, at the
Ryan, the makeup show.
Oh, the one the outside show?
Yeah.
I thought that's just now. That still hasn't happened.
Nope. April 22nd, I think. I don't know. It's not on our calendar. I'll have to get Amanda to put it on the calendar. But April 22nd, I think.
Nice.
So, if you could work some magic and, have Lauren say, hey, Ellie, from the stage, that would be great.
I don't have that much magic on that one.
Okay. Anyway. All right, Terry. Well, that's my latest trip home report. Not shocked that you and I have a lot of different ideas about Disney. What makes
no, dude? Fantasmic isn't my favorite. It's just not. It never has been. I never liked it before. McNair told me why he hated it. I was like, okay, now I understand.
I will say this, and this will make your day. I think we go to Epcot, and Ellie and Harper both have started collecting pins. But Ellie just immediately saw this bronze pin, and it says it's kind of fun to do the impossible, and open it up as pictures of Walt. And so Ellie has now started loving Walt stuff.
Nice.
So I think we have another Walt fan on our hands.
Nice. I like it.
Yep. As long as the next generation can remember Walt for what he did and who he is, we'll be okay.
I mean, you think about even though the one man's dream didn't bother to acknowledge the 100th anniversary,
right?
But the fact that 100 years later we're still talking about a theme park that Walt wrote in the back of a napkin 110 years ago,
Yeah. Well, the theme
crazy.
Park wasn't 110 years ago, but the company was.
Well, no, I mean he thought about those ideas. Those seeds were planted a long time ago.
Yeah.
He always wanted to do something that just he saw them early and then he started to assemble them over time.
Yep. And I'll say too, just this was cool for me. Him and the man that made Huntsville were very good friends. Him and Mr. Von Braun. So getting to do Disney stuff and then walk around KSC, getting to see Von Braun's fingerprints all on the same trip, pretty cool for me.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's Von Braun especially was all over Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
In fact, it's kind of fun to do the impossible with something he said to Von Braun. So
exactly. That's another reason. I didn't think about that, but until you said that. But that's another really cool thing why Ellie was drawn to that.
They were talking about something that couldn't be done, and Walt looked at him and said, "No, it's kind of fun to do the impossible."
That's pretty cool.
The Disney 100 quote book that just came out is fantastic. That just came. I'm starting to get all the things that I ordered, like and didn't remember on Amazon.
Your Amazon guy's hating you right now.
And I love the decades that they've been rolling out.
They haven't got really cool 30s stuff yet.
The 30s stuff just came out today.
Yep.
The Clarabelle cow pen stuff, if you're a pen collector. There's a plush set of 3 Little Pigs. That's pretty cool. I might get those for our Christmas tree.
When we get to the 50s, I'm going to have to buy all the Sleeping Beauty stuff because that's Harper's.
The Loungefly is one of the coolest ones that I've seen.
The director Mickey.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But at $100, it gets kind of hard to like all those.
Yeah, I found myself walking through Epcot and the Emporium going, yeah, I could buy that. Yeah, I could buy that. Yeah, I want that. So my wallet's going to hate me by the end of this 100-year.
Yeah, and it does the nostalgia stuff definitely hits like, okay, this is finally like what the fans actually want.
Yeah. And can we talk for a quick second? Why was Epcot chosen as the 100th park at Walt Disney World?
What do you mean?
So they're putting all their 100th stuff, and the 100th celebration is at Epcot.
No, because I got the stuff at Magic Kingdom.
Right. But they're doing like all the specialty stuff at Epcot.
Like what?
Well, my travel agent thing, I got an email saying that. Let me look at it.
I got all the Oswald stuff in Magic Kingdom.
Epcot prepares to host the Walt Disney Company's 100th anniversary celebration at Walt Disney World. New concept art has been shared for all the stuff coming fall of 2023. So according to, this is WDW News Today. This is where this article is. Epcot has been chosen as the host park for the East Coast 100th anniversary.
It's weird.
Probably because that new Walt statue.
That makes sense. When did they release that?
A couple days ago.
I've not seen that. I saw the thing about the 100th.
Yep. I'll send you the exact date on that. Let me see. I just closed it. March 15th. So a week ago. Put it in the chat to just you and I. There you go. Anyway, Terry, we're getting on dinner time, sir. And
well, I don't want to keep you from your sustenance.
My fat butt is saying it's hungry.
You're fading away to nothing over there.
I know. All 200 pounds of me are running away. So I guess next time we talk, we'll be talking about my guys trip.
your guys trip, and I'll be talking about the Disney 100th exhibit
Man, I am jealous of that.
and all the nostalgia from that. So,
Yep. I need all
Yeah,
the pictures, sir.
because I get back on Monday and then turn around and leave again.
Yeah. I need you to post some in Top of the World, the group, and show some of those pictures.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that you've probably already seen, but I've missed a lot of those. They're doing a special. That was actually the one article I was just reading on WD News today. They're doing a special about it.
ABC
called
probably.
Disney 100th, the exhibition Making the Magic.
That'd be cool.
It'll premiere this Thursday on ABC-owned television.
Nice.
At 7:30 p.m. I'm not sure what.
My guess would be 7:30 Eastern if they're talking about it.
No, I think it's probably 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, so 6:30 our time.
Oh gosh. So it'll probably
I'm
just a
not
30-minute. 30 minutes before their normal primetime stuff.
Yeah. And then I guess it'll be on Hulu. I imagine it'll be on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I don't know how you find out if you're if you find out about if your station is Disney owned.
I think most ABC ones are.
Yeah.
All right, Terry. Well, let's
Hopefully
eat.
Hopefully it's good. I think you're gonna see. Doesn't when do the tickets go on sale for the D23
Destination
Orlando?
D? Destination D23? Not sure. Let me look.
Is there going to be enough that warrants us talking about going?
I mean, yes. We'll have to ask. That was Jonathan that posted that in the group. We'll have to go back and look and figure it out. But we could talk about that and we could try to get Disney to Compass.
That ain't gonna happen.
Hey, a man can dream, right?
No,
It's kind of fun to do the impossible.
It's sold out already.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Dadgum. All right. Well, never mind. Now the only way we can go is for Disney to Compass.
Yeah, it's already. They went on sale the 14th and sold out.
So Terry, start working your magic.
Weird. I don't understand. The merch is half the reason to go.
There's a lot of groundswell about Villain Park lately.
Yeah. I just don't see how that fits in this story.
Why not? The villains are the coolest part. Come on.
Yeah.
You walk in and the castle is Maleficent's castle.
Yeah, I guess if the target, I mean, if that happens, the target is 12 to 19-year-olds.
I'd say it's millennials as well, because we're the ones that want the park. Hey.
Well, no, but I mean, yeah, I don't hate the idea. I think there are much more interesting ideas.
Just remember, you can't have a Marvel park this side of the Mississippi.
Yeah, I would actually be way more interested in a complete Star Wars park.
I think that'd be cool, but it might be a little overkill. And again, that's coming from a huge Star Wars nerd.
Yeah. I think you think about like what Universal is doing, and man, Universal's so on it with like the Super Mario movie coming out at the right time. That actually looks really good. I like the idea of like multiple IPs to get multiple fandoms. I mean, you're basically saying I want to add an extra day to your Disney Orlando Central Florida vacation, and I want to make you not go anywhere else.
I think that's what a fifth gate would do.
Gates, you're starting to pull away. Now's when it starts to get really competitive.
That's what that fifth gate will do. And I do think that Destination D23 will be when they announce something big. Because remember, and I said this back in September, D23 Expo is for Los Angeles. Destination 23 is for Orlando.
If they don't make a major announcement at D23 in September, I think you should have to wear Auburn gear all this football season.
No, that I will not do that. No. The only orange thing I own is a shirt that says Orange Theory.
All right.
I don't own orange.
Yeah.
How about this? If they don't make a groundbreaking or big announcement, I will do a live show with my daughter's ears on my head.
No. Okay. So we will make it the whole season. If they don't make a major announcement, Tennessee week, you will wear UT garb all week. And you'll do the show and complete that nasty orange.
What do you consider
How much company man are you, Dave?
What do you consider a major announcement?
I would
but
say,
you're right. I'm good.
I would say at least two parks of two parks of the blue sky thinking. Either a new park or an expansion at every park except for maybe one.
Hold up now. That's ground shaking announcement.
Either a fifth gate or you're gonna see. You know what? Okay, we'll make it two. We'll make it. They've got to either do something at. They've got to do something at two of the four parks. Major
something. Okay,
and it's got to be e-ticket level. We're not talking about the Mickey's Theater's back. We're talking like we're gonna build Zootopia at Animal Kingdom, and we're going to build Villains Land at Magic Kingdom.
I'll take that bet. I'll take that.
I'm not betting anything. I just wanted to get you some skin in the game. I think you're going to be fine. I think they're going to announce something, or they're going to do what they've done to us in the past. They won't announce anything that weekend, and then like 2 weeks later they'll make an announcement.
I'd be so mad.
They've done that a lot.
I know they have. They sure have.
And Iger has basically said that's coming.
Yeah. That's why I say I think we're okay. Well, all right, Terry. Well, my stomach's eating itself. So I think it's time for us to say goodbye to all our family. Yeah, no, I can't. I'm not going to sing it. Huh?
I said, see you real soon.
From our corner booth.
And Dave and that nasty Tennessee orange.
Please save me, Bob Iger. You're my only hope.
You're my only hope.
All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.